So Monster High is the place where everyone belongs, no matter what kind of monster you are, and everyone is accepted just as they are.
Hi, Shia.
Hi, so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you so much for your time. A pleasure to talk to you and to talk about Monster High, which is really cute, really
Thank
amazing.
you.
And I want to ask you, like you've been doing this for quite some time. This is superhero girls, the Polly Pocket now, and then Monster High. What was like the most excited part for you, like to be part of creating this series and to be part of?
Yeah, with Monster High, I would say the most exciting part for me really was the ability to dive into these characters that are based on these classic characters. Like they're obviously the kids of Dracula and the Mummy and all the kids of the classic monsters, and really think about that through the idea of how that reflects inclusivity and diversity in our shows. So Monster High is the place where everyone belongs, no matter what kind of monster you are, and everyone is accepted just as they are. So it was really exciting for me to be able to get into the show and really develop this TV series around that central idea of inclusion.
Yeah, the series is also like funny. There is like a comedy tone to it. How did you balance that, like the comedy with this message of the inclusivity to acceptancy and all that? How did you balance that?
Well, everything that I do, and I think everything that I've put out into the world and created in the cartoon space has been comedy. So it's really through that lens of comedy that we can tell these stories. And Monsters in High School, I think, is pretty innately funny as a concept. So the ability to just kind of get into that world and find where the laughs are. What's funny about this werewolf that comes to high school? What's funny about a vampire who wants to be a witch? It's really finding those moments that kids connect to and the inherent comedy and all of that.
Yeah, and like bringing back, like and revamping this series because it was the first one was in 2010. What were the things that you have to adapt from now, like from 2022 when they were first released?
Right. So the original series was 2010. And when I got brought on, I was kind of allowed to really reimagine it for this new generation and the new generation of kids. So I had the opportunity to kind of think about the core DNA of the series and the idea of, that inclusion is so built into the DNA of Monster High and the idea that everybody belongs at Monster High, no matter, what kind of monster you are, who you are going to belong at Monster High. And it really was starting to think of that through this more modern lens, more contemporary lens of where we are today and how things have changed. And, that was 12 years ago when I was first launching the series. It was pretty different than where we were in 2010. So we had an opportunity to rethink about the characters, make them more inclusive, more diverse, and really had this opportunity to go even deeper into that message.
Yeah, you oversee everything. You're the showrunner. So what was like the biggest challenge? You know what I mean? Because you're seeing everything. So
That is a good question. The biggest challenge, I think, because Generation One of Monster High was so big and there's so many characters, I think the biggest challenge as we were getting into the first season was really figuring out what characters we wanted to highlight to begin with. So the Generation One of Monster High is just incredibly expansive. So we had to kind of pull back, see who we wanted to focus on first, and decide whose stories that we wanted to tell and really, put forward in this first season.
yeah, now everybody's excited that it's gonna be it's already available on DVD. So how was that for you? Like because people already saw at the the streaming services, and now everybody can have it, hold the DVD and have it home. How excited is that for you?
It's so exciting to actually have physical media. It's rare these days to actually get a physical media release. So we're really excited that Monster High is going to be available to even more people, more kids on DVD. It originally premiered in 2022 on the Nickelodeon network, but now everyone can watch it on DVD.
Yeah, it's really, really, really cool. Also, there is a lot of, I bet you on like creating these episodes, writing, adapting for the 2022 version, you have a lot of like consultants, like a cultural general consultant. How was like this process to have them work with them and with the writers? How was like that process?
Yeah, on every episode, on every character, we were working with consultants and having a consultant team. So, some of the great things that came out of those cultural consultants, we worked very closely with a consultant on Coach Thunderbird, who is a Native American coach at the high school who teaches fear leading, which is our version of cheerleading. And we worked very closely with that consultant on the outfit that she wears, how she presents herself, and her speech. We also worked with a variety of consultants on wheelchair use for Finnegan, one of our characters who uses a wheelchair. We really, for each kind of, we had an Egyptian consultant that was looking at the Cleo and her family. So, each category, each time we had these different the diversity included, we did reach out to specific consultants on that. And then beyond that, just we really looked for a diverse writing and story team. So as we were looking at our hiring and who we were going to out to, we wanted our artists and our storytelling team and our, everybody who was involved in the show to be able to put some of themselves forward and properly and authentically represent these characters.
Yeah, this is really cool. I love that part that you guys are very truthful and and
Thank
respect
you.
everything. Yeah, it's really cool. I think it's amazing. And do you have a favorite character on Monster High?
Oh, that is a tough question because they're all my babies. But I always say the character that I most like is Draculaura. Draculaura would be a great showrunner. She would be a much better showrunner than me because she is so organized. She really, has a vision. She follows through. She's very kind of type A and has a plan every time. So I think I really relate to Draculaura, and a lot of her arc that you'll see in the first season DVD is about her kind of, letting go a little bit sometimes and releasing control and being able to, let people or the monsters around her do their thing and not try to, be too overly controlling of her friendships and, go a little bit more with the flow. So that's something that I have been trying to learn from Draculaura and is always, a good lesson as we get into those Draculaura stories.
And we all should learn from her. Right. That's good. And aside from Monster High, are you working in any projects that you can talk about?
Yeah, well, we are releasing season 2 of Monster High next month on Nickelodeon. So that has been keeping me busy for a while, and we're really excited about the new stories in season 2.
Yeah. Anything that you can tease us that we're gonna see?
Ooh, well, if you catch up with the season 1 DVD, you'll see there's a very big new plot that is uncovered in the last episode when uh, we'll not spoil it, but there's a very big plot with Clawdeen that is going to be unraveling over season 2, where she kind of steps into a new position and a new role in her life, and that's going to be, a major challenge for her throughout season 2.
See, and for us to wrap it up, do you have an advice to give to young adults, young kids that want to pursue a career in animation or being a showrunner or being very creative? Any advice that you can give to them?
I think the real thing with any creative career is following your passion and following what you love. So from when I was a kid, I loved cartoons, cartoon characters were my friends, cartoon characters were who I wanted to hang out with. I thought cartoons were the coolest thing in the world. And that passion brought me here into a dream job. So I think it's really following your passions, realizing what you like, what you can be, really into and going for it. I think that's always the biggest thing is, having that moment where you're really find the self-confidence to get into it.
That's amazing. Shea, I just want to thank you so much for your time. A pleasure to talk to you and a lot of success always. And I hope season 2 be great like season
Thank
1.
you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. It's so nice to talk to you. Thanks for
Yes,
having me.
thank you. If you like to support or continue to support Jana on Camera, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share the videos.